Good morning. So it's September 4th. This is part 2 of the September 3rd episode. I had to jump off the roof last night because I was making too much noise. You know how at nighttime sound carries. My neighbors have young kids. I was trying to be a decent neighbor, so the ladder clanking was just too much for me to stomach. So jumped off the roof, checked the weather this morning, found out as beautiful as it is right now, boy is it awesome. It's gonna rain tonight, so see that signpost with no sign in it? We have to change the design on it due to a building code, so I have spikes where it's not actually going into the ground. We're gonna convert these things, which unfortunately are pressure treated. I've got to cut them down to 8'9" from 10 feet, so we're gonna put them on these sawhorses, and my girlfriend's gonna chip in and get them coated. And then after that, I'm gonna get up on the house and finish priming. So it's a little bit ADD, but that's just what works for this channel when I'm working on the house. Is I have to be like Matt's off-road recovery versus doing will it runs, because the projects blend into each other. It's just life. So gonna get everything set up on these horses, which are badly in need of a little bit of tender love and care. This one in particular is all disconnected, but it'll hold the post, so be right back. Oh, and since we're next to the vehicles, it runs, it needs floor pans, brakes, and a new fuel tank. I have everything on hand for that. There's the pans right there. Doesn't run stock. I'm gonna do a will it run on this. I have a replacement engine because I don't think I'm gonna be successful with it. I've put a tremendous amount of torque on it, soaked it down, doesn't want to run. This runs, needs all the I am working on getting headlight bezels. I have a grill which needs a lot of TLC, speaking of TLC, and needs brake lines, but it runs like a sewing machine. I think it might have a bad head gasket, so but it runs great. So that is something that we'll see, not this year, maybe in 2026 we'll actually get it on the road, probably 2027 realistically. All right, so I got to cut these down to 8'9". So 2'9" goes in the tube, 6 feet above ground. They're 10-footers. So if you have any old DeWalt battery powered tools that ran off of NiCad, go on Amazon and get yourself one of these things. And so it plugs in here like you're still using NiCad batteries, and you can put your lithium in, and suddenly the most useful tool in the universe becomes useful. So keep that in mind. Okay, so anyways, I showed you the saw. The call was fun. I'm gonna put my safety glasses on. We're gonna make our cuts, and then I'm gonna have my girlfriend stain the posts. So mom's gonna be in seventh heaven because she loves this stuff when it's I had to take a skin off of it, so I've already nice and thick. It covers awesome when it's a little bit dried out. So the old stuff, remember the Roger with the, show you here, just hold. You know how to do it, you just refuse. There we go. Come on, out of respect for Roger, my old boss, Roger Simon. He was an awesome guy. And I had to go back to work for him in the recession. You know, he welcomed me with open arms, and I was going through a divorce, and he taught me a lot about what I do for a living. Not everything, but a lot. So you always hit the end grain an extra time, because when this was a tree, that's where the water would go up and in, so it would suck it in, and if this is going to be buried, so that's where the coating failure is going to occur. So you always hit that first. Now this PPG Prolux normally is a lot runnier than this, but just perfect for what we're looking for. But it's awesome right out of the can. I'm not a paid endorser, but I absolutely love this stuff. It used to be called Sickens, and PPG, I don't know if they bought Axel Noble, or which was some European paint company, or if they just bought these lines from them, but it's the Cadillac of coatings. Now this is fresh pressure treated, so I'm rolling the dice a little bit. Pressure treated isn't supposed to be coated right away. You're supposed to let it weather for a couple years, power wash it, and then coat it. But I don't have that luxury in this case. So I would hit those knots on this one with a little extra too before you get started. Yeah. Technically we should be using shellac, but shellac outside's a big no-no.
Let it sit.
All right. Is that a nursing shirt?
Yeah.
You want to get stain on it?
I'm not allowed to wear colored scrubs anymore.
Okay.
So I have like 6 pairs, and I thought the black ones I'll keep and use as paint clothes.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's what I'm using.
All right. I just was. You told me something about it, but I wasn't aware. Roger would say long strokes, trust the coating, trust the brush. I never trusted the brush, but I listened to what he said. All right. All right, love. I got to get up on the house and fight that. All right. We'll be back. All right, so this is what we're dealing with so far. Which way do you want to go?
I want to pick it up and move it and then turn it to its
Okay,
side.
so closer to the edge and then rotate it 90 degrees.
Yeah.
All right. That's it, and then you'll hit it from the side. And then, all right. All right. You're very welcome, ma'am. All right, so she's gonna let this dry. I don't know if we're gonna be able to get a second coat on this today or not, but at least it should survive a rainfall after 9 o'clock tonight. All right, so last night I was moving that 20-foot ladder against the chimney. It was clinking and clanking and making too much noise. So I said, I gotta shut it down. So that's where we got last night. Now everything you're looking at has been 2-coated. Some of those boards are obviously gonna have to get replaced. It was a little bit frustrating last night because when they were taking coatings, they started looking a lot worse than they did beforehand. So I was a little discouraged. I don't want to turn this into a plastic house, but some stuff is gonna have to get replaced. On the front, it was, if you ever read For Whom the Bell Tolls, less bad. One of my favorite sayings, less bad. The horses were less bad. We're due for rain tonight, so get that 2-coat and then call it a day. And then I think next week we're gonna segue into this, and that'll get through the easy stuff. You might say the easy stuff, yeah, because the stuff that's peeling on the other side, it doesn't behave the same way. And I'm actually going to be using wallpaper scrapers to take it off and push scraping, and it's not going to be a good scene.
So we got a coat on the posts. Gonna let that dry. And got a coat on my birdhouse. Generally, I don't like to coat my birdhouses, but I like to let them weather naturally. I knew that if we paint them this year, none of the birds would nest. But I was wrong. We did have some birds nest in the Martin house up on the hill. But like that little guy there on the tree, no one's nested in there yet. I mean, it'll give some continuity to all the wood features in the yard. So everything in the yard has that same look and cohesiveness. And it will help it last longer, even though they're made of cedar. It'll actually prolong them. This birdhouse here is over 23 years old, believe it or not. And it was untreated cedar when I started. So, you know, cedar is worth the money if you're gonna invest. So there.
All right, I'm about to go up. There have been a lot of distractions. Now these screws will get used on the house. There's a little bit of a basket weave kind of vibe to the, you'll see air gaps underneath the siding. Now I'm not going to caulk it because you almost caught my accent there, because it will prevent it from breathing. And this house doesn't have vapor barriers and, you know, like Tyvek or anything like that, like a modern house would. So you want it to breathe, so that otherwise it's going to breathe through the siding and the painting is going to want to burst. So you just let it, you know, water doesn't go up hills, so you let it breathe out of the bottom of the laps, and such is life, things you live with. I did, when I spliced on the other side of the house, I did put Tyvek in, and I used mineral wool because it won't act as a food source for mold, where I insulated. But you know, I'm not residing the whole house, nor am I gutting the entire house. Maybe I'll someday closed cell, I think it's called, put in the spray foam, but there's, all the wiring has to be done for me to consider that. So anywho's, I'm about to finally get up on the house and hurry up and paint before I get baked to death by the sun. Maybe in a couple days I'll get this painted, so we'll be back. All right. These lap marks shouldn't show up. I'm pretty good about letting the paint dry out. Whoops. I'm gonna move these windows up on the priority list, get those sanded, primed, get all this holiday BS off of here, get them painted. I have to get all the drops off of here today because we're getting rain later. These things are soul killers to me because I can't patch them because they're so cupped that it's almost impossible to, no, I don't want to say impossible, but it's just gonna, this plane actually carries, there's a gap and it wouldn't land until right here, and then you're trusting it to withstand the seasons. It's gonna pop, so you either just hold your nose and caulk it, you do nothing. I don't know what the heck I'm gonna do. I might caulk it, I don't know. It's not Monticello, but I don't want it to look crap either. So many of these situations. The west sun is the worst sun where I live because it just gets beaten on all afternoon and it's a lot hotter. It's nice and dry though. All right, I had a work call I had to take, so I came down and took a water break. So those shadows, they drive me crazy, but that's just the reality. Things are moving along pretty well. That primer from last night covered fantastically when there's no better paint than paint from the night before, because it thickens up, it covers better. So I still have to get this section over here, take that out of the job. I gotta get that flat surface up there, but I'm eventually gonna cover, returns, I can't remember what they're called, or architecturally speaking, but the wood is rotted, and I'm gonna eventually cover them in copper flashing. It'll make it look cooler, and you know, it'll outlast me, so that's kind of the goal. Oh yeah, it's funny, people drive by, right, and they look at me like I'm waiting for an Uber up here. It just cracks me up. I don't know. All right, so I'm gonna get back up on the ladder now. I'm gonna touch up anything that needs to be touched up from these ladder positions, including up around that corner of the return, get those two coated. I'm gonna scrape, now, am I gonna scrape that up there? It's latex, it's gonna just, I'm gonna scrape it, damn it. All right, it's amazing. It's like 2 different days up here. When the clouds are out, it feels cool and breezy, and when they're not out, it's just brutal. And it's pretty nice days, so it's pretty brutal. So I got to get a second coat down here and, you know, cut in and get all the holidays. Then I'm gonna jump over here, take this out of the job, and that's gonna be that. I'm hating this. I had a mishap with the paint because the gallon was too full. I should have went down there and did it like you're trained. I was being lazy. The slope of the roof bit me in the butt and I spilled some, and I have it tucked under there. God willing, the heat will get that to dry off from the foot of the ladder, because I gotta yank everything. I'm gonna leave my ladders up here because I still gotta put finish coat, but I'm getting close to the end. All right, the heat's messing with my camera, so I'm gonna get that coated, get this second coated. I'll bring you back at the end. It's really hot up here. GoPros don't like the heat. All right, so I have a couple things to get primer worked into, get those ladder mitts handled, get up in here, get that done, and then it's over here and I'm done. I took a long break. This heat's just, it sucks. And you can't win. You go, it goes from being too hot to you freeze your butt off. All right, so I have a few drips more than I would like. I'll have to knock those down before I throw Yeller on it. But overall, I can live with it. What I am gonna do is throw fasteners on it before I paint it. So I'm gonna give myself a couple days to get up here and chase issues, because some of these gaps are too much. I plucked out inadvertently some cut nails, not just the old aluminum siding nails that weren't doing anything, but the paint's still wet. But this'll hold the duration from Sherwin-Williams. So this concludes September 3rd and 4th for Falling Down Garage. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more, because unfortunately I am nowhere near done. Thank you.